spoke about exclusives. That's pretty much everything major. So let's dive into our discussion segment this week. So this will be pretty interesting. Obviously next week we'll be going into detail about the Music Mondays Awards. So that'll be our discussion segment for next week. But this week, kind of a more lighthearted topic. Again, kind of similar to how to end the year. But this will be a very interesting topic. So what we're going to be talking about this week is how often you should be dropping music. I see this question get asked a lot all the time on Reddit, on Twitter, and a whole lot of other places, and it's going to be different for everybody, but I figured I'd just share some tips and information that I think might answer some questions or kind of put you in the right direction. Put you in the right direction, you know what I mean? So let's talk about it, man. All right. So, this is one that I kind of thought of last week or a couple of weeks ago or something like that, where I kept seeing people ask how often they should be dropping music, right? Well, the question you kind of got to ask yourself when it comes to a topic like that, right, is how often are you creating music, right? I think it really depends on what type of creator you are, right? Because I don't think a schedule or anything like that really matters if you're not really like a serious musician or a serious creator. You know what I mean? So if you're just kind of like a hobbyist or you just kind of making music for fun, you don't really care about anything like that, this video definitely is not for you. But if you're on the more serious end, this is definitely your cup of tea. So, realistically, creating music, production, doesn't really matter what you do. If you want it to become your full-time job, right, and you want it to pay the bills and you want to do all these other things, you're going to have to work pretty hard, obviously, right? But you're going to have to work every single day when it comes to putting out your work, right? Because that's going to be the way that you're kind of, serving people, right? Because think about it in fast food terms or, any other type of business, you want to be serving people new types of drops and new types of content all the time, right? So you want to be working constantly, I wouldn't even say that like releasing constantly really matters, but if you have like a massive backlog and library, I always think that's really good as well. You know what I mean? Like you always want to be working. I think constantly working is a very, very good thing. But when it comes to releasing, it's like, okay, like say you did have a massive stack and, a massive library of unreleased music. What do you do with it, right? So ideally, the way that the underground climate is now and the way that, new artists kind of come out and really start to get some emotion is constantly dropping, right? I think people kind of look at it backwards because like you could be a massively talented artist, but if you're not releasing anything all the time and kind of garnering a fan base, you're ultimately losing out. You know what I mean? Because people kind of go backwards because they want to spend 3-4 months on a drop and then kind of release it when they don't really have a big enough audience. You know what I mean? And then they get upset when the drop is, kind of mediocre. When in reality, you should have been dropping leading up to that massive single, right? So if you spend 3-4 months on one track, you're going to want to be releasing tracks during that time. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to that, especially if you don't have a fan base yet, right? You don't have a following, you don't have a support base. So it's like, why even, hold your own music hostage? You're kind of doing yourself a disservice by doing that. So you want to be putting out as much as you can now so that when you actually do develop a support base and you start to develop followers and fans and things like that, you not only have a massive library already out, but you're kind of continuing your schedule. But now, knowing that you have people waiting on things, you can kind of fine tune your drops a little bit more. You know what I mean? Instead of fine tuning your drops now and dropping it for an audience that, could potentially be way bigger if you were just releasing music all the time. You know what I mean? So realistically, the month to month basis is what everybody kind of sticks with now as far as the climate goes. You know what I mean? Like if you're a new up and coming artist and you're not really sure how often you should be releasing, it's definitely a monthly thing. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really matter what it is, because you could do an EP per month, you could do a single per month, you could do a music video per month. It really depends on how you want to spread it out and what your library is really looking like and what your work ethic is like too, Because like I said, if you're cooking up that much and you're in the lab all the time, an EP a month is not shit for some people, but some people don't have the chance to record that much, or, their day job gets in the way or things like that. So I would even say a single per month is truly one of the better ways to go. You know what I mean? Because you're always kind of leaving yourself some room to promo it. You're kind of leaving yourself some room to not only improve, but kind of think of other ways to support your drops. And then you have obviously more time to create the next track, right? So I would say, start with what you can handle. I think that's a big thing there. Don't try to like live up to somebody else's schedule or X, Y, or Z, because everybody's different. You know what I mean? Everybody's day to day is different. Some people record every day. Some people record once a week. You know what I mean? So it's really depending on your workload and work ethic. And a really like safe bet to make sure that you stay in front of people's faces all the time is once per month. You know what I mean? And then you can kind of follow it up however you want to do that. But that's my cup of tea on that. I would say again, it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? And what works for you might not work for the next guy. So always keep that in mind and always try new things. And definitely make sure that you're being consistent. You know what I mean? Consistency is the name of the game now. You know what I mean? Because if you're not working hard, there's somebody out there who's gonna work hard. You know what I mean? So it's like fuck it. But that's that on that, my friends. This will definitely be uploaded on the Music Money's channel, so make sure you go check out the channel. Make sure you subscribe. We're like 4 subs away from 300. We only have 2 weeks to get to 300, so make sure you sub to the channel if you like videos like these, or you want to stay up to date with the Music Money's podcast and things like that. So, per usual, make sure you like the video, subscribe, all that good jazz. New uploads every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments just like these, and a lot of good jazz over there. So make sure you go show the channel these videos and the artists some love. Let's get it.